people, injured here, 3v3, Calderis Refinery, blue side. We've got one of the modders for Elite, Wise Windu, plays a Warp Spider Exarch to the point commander that fights range combat, great for capping and harassing with some awesome control abilities too. Alongside, its Tyger plays a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. I think this is Thousand Suns Elite Scheme recolored black, looks like it is. And rounding off the blue team is TheHolyDarkness as a pink Warboss melee commander that walks through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Red team, a couple of Space Marine players. We have Zato as a Techmarine, starts out range combat, puts out some really good damage, can also support with structures and repair, and get a melee weapon. That's done Blood Ravens there. And we have GiDDoLo as an Ultramarines Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. This is the Ultramarines DLC from Relic. And rounding off the red team is 5 times monthly Wumble Tournament champion Noisy as another Warboss. Who's going to be the biggest out of the 2 Warbosses then? Some fighting mid, shooters versus Chaos Space Marines, but here comes that Chaos Lord to tie them up. So good at that early on, just a big lump, chasing things around, stopping them from firing back and pushing stuff back. Look at this, tanking damage very well, taking out 3 of these shooters. Noisy needs to be careful, he might lose the entire squad. Wow, lost 4 models before getting away. Here come double heretics with those Thousand Suns hoods recolored black. Warboss moving in with that huge chain axe he wields with one hand. And now Slugger's in a bit of trouble, so good first engagement from Tyger, catching Noisy a bit split there, and he kept those shooters around for way too long. The Avengers backing off for Wise Windu, who does have control of this node, and red team have control of this one, but not for too long. These 2 contested power nodes can be important. If you can get gens up on them and protect them, can make a big difference. Here come Howling Banshees now with that health buff, that initial health buff, now come out of the gate with 750 hit points, taking damage here though. The Force Commander weighing in with his battle cry special attacks on those Banshees. A little bit lucky to get away. In fact, GiDDoLo should have turned to engage him a bit earlier, might have been able to finish him off. Those Banshees with a very strange retreat, and the Tactical Marines losing a model there. Here come Heretics from Tyger, who has capped up the mid. He has Eternal War on his Chaos Space Marines, giving him a 20% flat damage increase to both melee and ranged attacks. You can tell by the plus decorator and these chaos insignias around their bolters. Heretics closing the gap on shooters, but they forced off the looters momentarily, but they are forced off themselves to retreat back. And it's quite a long retreat on Refinery if you're around these areas. Warp Spider Exarch up with that special attack. Wow, really quick special, 360 knockback is such a good special attack on a predominantly ranged commander as well. That can teleport, causes all sorts of problems. Pathfinder gear on the way for Rangers. And there's that kinetic pulse setting up the Banshee run. How often do we see that? GiDDoLo getting way too close with his Tactical Marines. He does have another squad of them and some Devastators, so double tax into devs for GiDDoLo. Zato meanwhile also has double Tactical Marines, seen a lot of this lately. Techmarine with the Mastercrafted Bolter to try and slow down either the Sluggers or the Warboss with that high powered shots. Might see it here as the Warboss closes in. Double tax backing away. And backing away to his turret right outside his base here. Tarantula turret just about covering the power. That's a bit too far away, I think. They can probably cap under fire since it's right on the edge of the firing arc. Here's some War and Sluggers moving in. 465, 475 running right into the turret though. Are we going to see some Storm Boys for TheHolyDarkness? At the moment he has double Sluggers. These guys in retreat for some reason. Tyger with some Chaos Raptors on the field might push against this turret with these guys. There's a jump and he does go straight for the turret. Chaos Lord again soaking up a lot of damage. Chaos Space Marine is getting a bit too close. And down goes the Chaos Lord. Big mistake from Tyger. He's killing some scouts here though. Almost finishes off the squad. That was pretty unlucky. And I don't think he's going to have what it takes to take this turret out at this time. Kraken bolts on those Raptors and double Tactical Marines both using their Kraken bolts. In fact, Raptors might be able to do this. He's tanking damage very well, takes out the turret. Good play from Tyger, very well judged, and gets away without a model loss. I think that was luck that he didn't lose a model. He was probably expecting to lose one and still take the turret out. But yeah, that was a really good passage of play for him, apart from losing his Chaos Lord, which is not a huge deal. Warboss might be able to revive him immediately here. He did lose something. Oh, he lost one of his heretics. It's not a huge deal unless they were upgraded. Rangers taking shots on those Devastators, and there's the Devastator response to these guys being revealed by the fact that they took a shot, but they take out another model now, leveling to 2. Shotgun Scouts with Sergeants, and here come Banshees, Dire Avengers with their aspects. Nice grenade on the Rangers, takes out a model, maybe 2, no, 1 model. Tactical Marines bashed a generator, I think. They don't have a flamer. Here comes the Force Commander. But there's that heavy gauge death spinner. Heavy gauge filament is the ability to knock you down continuously, and sometimes it even prevents you from retreating out of it if you're unlucky. But this time he's able to do so. Really powerful ability with your Banshees running in also. 433, 452. The Holy Darkness does have Storm Boys. He has a fearsome melee army. Well, potentially fearsome. Once he gets to tier 2, if you can upgrade all of these squads, support them with a War Truck and a Weird Boy perhaps, that could be pretty nasty. Blue team taking a natural back, red team taking their natural back, and red team do have a central contested VP. Noisy putting up his war banners. He does like using these things lately. Looters infiltrated, something no other setup team can do by themselves. Really nice trait for them, and they open fire on the Raptors, who in turn jump, and the second Looter squad can now open fire with that big death gun. Raptors doing incredibly well this game. There's the kinetic pulse, allowing Chaos Space Marines to close for melee combat. They were in behind anyway, so they might be able to do that regardless of the kinetic pulse. Oh, a bunch of stuff dying. Grenade, I think, wiping out a bunch of heretics. No big deal, they do get away. 391, 452. GiDDoLo continuing to push quite hard on this east side, doing a reasonable job. He's lost a few Marines, but is going into tier 2 in a timely manner. No war gear for his Force Commander, I think, has allowed him to get there quickly. Can he push forward and bash? Raptors jumping in, suppressing both of the Tactical Marines. That is a misplay from GiDDoLo, having them so close together, and these guys need to run away. Don't push your luck. 3 Marines with 102 hit points. It's time to get out of there, I think. He's playing it very, very risky. Banshees moving in, going for that squad. They are suppressed, and Banshees some friendly fire, and they get their Sergeant up. They lost 2 models there, but do get the Sergeant, and he keeps them in play, and judged it quite well in the end. Was confident that these Devastators could stop the Banshees getting in, and he just about managed to do so. 358, 452. Sluggers going for the enemy war banner and take it down. Has he got any upgrades on his tier 1 units? I don't think he does. The Holy Darkness is in tier 2. His next purchase vital. In fact, he's gone for the Power Claw and Boss Pole. Boss Pole, an obvious choice. Power Claw, I probably would have got my War Truck up first and got the Knob Beater for my Storm Boys first. That guy has a heavy melee knife as well. He's getting the improved rocket packs first. 337, 452. Bloodletters on the way for Tyger. Going back mid with his heretics, unupgraded heretics. Raptors, who have done a fantastic job so far, almost level 2, and do have their aspiring champion. Gets a power fist and melter pistol. Sluggers almost wiped out by those heretics. Tactical Marines in all sorts of trouble. GiDDoLo getting in a lot of trouble with his Marines so far. Stone Guard veterans taking shots from Rangers, maybe double Rangers would have been good for Wise Windu, but it's gone for Dark Reapers, and these guys are painful for heavy infantry for range, from range I should say. 316, 452, set to get a little adjustment, the Dark Reapers. Range increased slightly, I believe, and their DPS decreased slightly. Banshee set to get some more changes also, a small cost decrease and a small DPS decrease also. 305, 452. Force Commander gets away. That was Hard Boys on him from Noisy, which may have allowed him to escape there. Devastators under threat. Here comes the Warps of Exarch. It's the first time we've seen him tie up those Devastators. And are the Banshees going to be able to chase these guys down? They do. Wow. Orks Exarch can help out his Banshees so much. Sluggers coming mid. Big push on the west side by TheHolyDarkness. Storm Boys go down though in retreat. Dreadnought might have had something to do with that. Not looking good for TheHolyDarkness. I think it's time for him to transition to the mid. He's going to need to contribute to AV though. Is he just going to go tier 3? No, he does get tank clusters up. Banshees moving in. Oh, good grief. Double looters coming out of infiltration. Wrecking those Banshees, but the Raptor's able to jump in and suppress both of them. Maybe even take out one of the squads. Bloodletter's also getting in there. A demon infantry unit with power melee weapons, incredibly dangerous, catching stuff unawares. Razorback on the field for GiDDoLo, a good choice, but he's lost his scouts and lost his Devastator squad as well. Down goes the last war banner. Big engagement here. GiDDoLo with a full retreat, did not want to fight Bloodletters and Raptors in melee combat. That was a good choice. The Force Commander, he's gone for the Chainsword and Storm Shield. I'm not sure why he's done that. To protect perhaps from the Dark Reapers and Warp Spiders, but Thunderhammer would have been a much better choice because those Raptors are causing all sorts of problems, and now he has Bloodletters to deal with. Raptors jumping in again. Must be level 2, yes they are. And there's the Warboss supporting them with his boss pole. 272, 431. The Dreadnought, I think that's a mistake. He's gone for the Assault Cannon. I see a lot of players doing this. There's a lot of melee on the field. They get a Dreadnought and then they get the Assault Cannon. Taking huge amounts of damage from this Warboss now. Gonna go all the way back to base, I think. 272, 419. Would have been a bit more useful, I think, to have that big, tough line breaker in the form of a melee Dreadnought to disrupt and smack around melee units with that melee resistance that he now has. Red team losing a natural. Good push by TheHolyDarkness. Can his Warboss get away? No, he cannot. The Stoneguard veterans weighing in with those Hellfire rounds, helping to take him down in retreat. Noisy has the spiky armor. Plague Marines now on the field for Tyger. He's got a nice balanced army up. And the Chaos Lord fully kitted out with the monstrous power melee build of Lightning Claws, Harness of Rage, and Dark Halo. So he's got Harness of Rage powering up the Dark Halo by returning energy to the Chaos Lord. And the quick attack speed of the Lightning Claws just helps with that. And I think it does. It actually, what does it say here? Grants energy with every strike. It actually grants energy in a radius around the Chaos Lord, so you can support your Raptors and your Bloodletters with those melee attacks. I'm pretty sure that hasn't been changed, and that's still the case. I wonder if it returns energy to your allies as well, or just your units. Bloodletters using their warp shift to get into combat. Razorback now in a bit of trouble. Has that twin linked heavy bolter on top. Good damage to infantry targets, but there is a haywire grenade on it. Did they have anything to finish it off though? Double tax get out, and GiDDoLo does have another scout squad for repair support. Look at this from Noisy. He's got tier 3 double commandos up. Very quick choice, and this could be telling. 272, 269. That's a lot of disruption and damage potential from those double commandos, and he's still got double looters up as well. He's got a lot of shooty stuff, and he has the trophy rack. You might see the Dang Bang hammer from him also. Nice support build with the trophy rack. Well, debuff. 272, 369. Dire Avengers do get away. We have Tactical Marines with a plasma gun taking aim at the Chaos units. I would think they do have their Sergeant also Force Commander level 2 with that Chainsword and Storm Shield. I think it was recently buffed in damage, I believe. The Chainsword does do slightly more damage than the default Chainsword. Warp Spiders get their haywire grenade off. Look at the damage from these Dark Creepies using that pinning fire to suppress the Tactical Marines, and there's the kinetic pulse. This is scary stuff from range. They do get away. Dark Creepers, of course, are heavy infantry, so there might be another reason why we see that plasma gun on GiDDoLo's Marines. Double commandos coming towards the west side. None of them have their Nob Leader, who does get a rocket launcher, so that doesn't help you a great deal versus infantry targets, but does make them more durable. They do have those awesome burner bombs as well, and Love the Daka ability as well. Here come Bloodletters, and there is Love the Daka. Disruption for quite a long time, and a bunch of damage as well. 227, 369. Heretics break their worship, and in fact retreat. Their Space Marines now left in no man's land, out of cover, and getting shot to pieces. Tyger's forgotten about these guys, I think. Triple cap for red. Tyger's completely forgotten about his Chaos Space Marines. Is he going to lose them here? These are fully upgraded Marcos. Each guy's level 3. Does not want to lose them. And I think he just about gets away. Yes, he does. He bled a bunch of models, though, including the aspiring champion there. The east side, meanwhile, double commandos coming towards the east side now to shoot the crap out of stuff. Grenade is thrown. And they run into it. There's that smoke grenade. 161, 369. Triple cap steal for red team. Very much in the ascendancy. Holy Darkness, after that Dreadnought hit the field and he lost his Storm Boys and stuff, has struggled to make a sizable impact. Has lost his tank busters also. That Dreadnought is still around. Level 2, doing reasonably well with the assault cannon. I've not seen a big barrage go off though, and it's kicking off mid. Orks v Orks and Chaos Space Marines, and Noisy needs to get the heck out of there. Yeah, where is GiDDoLo? He's pushing the east side again. He's very seldom been centre, hasn't he? He's been decapping this though. Scouts backing away. He's lost his Razorback, but is tier 3, and he's got Assault Marines on the way. I thought for sure he was going to just save a little more power and get Terminators up. But no, he's going for Assault Marines, perhaps straight into Vanguard Veterans. Plague Marines with that snaring missile launcher on the Dreadnought. I guess he wants to jump in amongst the Dark Creepers because they're causing him a lot of problems. Look at the damage to those looters. They do get away though. Where are his commandos? They're coming out of base alongside the Warboss himself, who has his heavy armor right now. Gives him plus 900 hit points, this thing. 117, 349. Dark Creepers dropping a few models, but again they get away, and they're level 2, have their aspect of the Reaper. Heretics and Chaos Space Marines mid for Tyger. Tyger has some Chaos Terminators closing in on the Dreadnought with their Power Fist, recently buffed of course. Their range damage decrease and their health regeneration also going up. The same for Space Marine Terminators. 117, 332. The Warboss trying to fight a venerable Dreadnought is not going to work out very well for him, even with use your choppers, but he does get away. Level 3 Warboss, I thought it was going down there for sure. Noisy's Warboss, I think, struggled to path around the Dreadnought to get that hit in. Commandos now with a Knob Leader on one of them in a way. Venerable Dreadnought dropped by the Techmarine. That's a unique Dreadnought for him. Chaos Terminators with an auto cannon. That's a big call up against Orks. Whenever I get Chaos Terminators versus Orks, I always wait to see if Knobs are going to make an appearance to get Lightning Claws. They still do a really good job with their Stormbolters, but I suppose with double commandos he's reasonably confident that he's not going to see Knobs anytime soon, and does have a Chaos Lord to do some damage to those guys, as well as the suppression from the Raptors and Marcosine CSM, so I suppose he might have the tools needed to deal with Knobs anyway. But Lightning Claw Terminators are fantastic against Knob squads. Chaos Lord moving in, his Dark Halo is up. There's his melee charge and takes out a model with a sync kill. 117301. Looted tank now for Holy Darkness. There's double shooters and a looted tank. 2-1 for blue. He needs to slowly rebuild now. Does have a lot of resources, so you might see a Knob squad from him, maybe even a battle wagon, because he has tons of power. Tyger with a very strong roster. Raptors, Bloodletters, Plague Marines, Terminators, Marcosine CSM, and a fully kitted out Chaos Lord looking very dangerous. Wise Windu still with the heavy gauge Despina. Level 4. Blue team not sitting back here, going after red team's natural shooters, taking a lot of damage. Oh grief. Really nice barrage. Really nice barrage. Chaos Terminators, are they trying to cap? No, there's a burner bomb in there as well. That was a massacre. Orks getting away with heavy losses. I was surprised they pushed that quickly.
Our Warp Spider Exarch has attained level 5.
Double dreadnoughts now for Zato, one with the assault cannon, one of them a venerable dreadnought which cannot get ranged weapons but can charge into combat, does more damage and has more health than a regular dreadnought. Also 1750 at level 1, and a predator tank is on the way. You see those rocket launcher commando knobs helping out versus those Terminators, since Terminators are large targets. Anti-vehicle weapons do a pretty good job against them in general. 117 264. Plague Marines, good play from Tyger, forcing melee combat with his Plague Marines to debuff the speed of the Warboss, since Plague Marines naturally or passively debuff the speed of anything close to them that's an enemy. Infantry anyway. Chaos Lord is going to level to 5 with this revive. Venerable Dreadnought hanging back for now, waiting around to counter-initiate, I suppose. No real need to push it in, but looks like he's going to. Wants to tie up those Plague Marines who do get a shot. They are in turn suppressed by the Techmarine, which won't do a whole lot to Plague Marines. They still fire at the same rate. Nob Squad on the field for Holy Darkness. Backed up by a looted tank and a boss pole Warboss who's looking pretty mean right now, level 3 with claw and heavy armor. It's kicking off Chaos Lord with a very long sync kill, but eventually goes down to the Venerable Dreadnought. Vendread taking a lot of shots, and we have Melter Gun Raptors for Tyger. Those guys are awesome. There is the Melter Bomb. Can they close to shoot though? Looks like they're not even going to try. And they're level 2, almost level 3, these Raptors. They lose their suppression on landing with these Melter Guns, but otherwise a very, very nice anti-vehicle option in tier 3 for Chaos. There's, oh good grief, has a very good orbital. Who is that by? Maybe Zato, or perhaps even GiDDoLo if he didn't spend any of his red. It might have been GiDDoLo, because he had a lot of red in tier 3 and I don't think he spent any of it. What did he buy then? Because last time I looked at his roster, he had Assault Marines on the way. Did he get them and lose them? He might have. I did not notice at all. He has a Force Commander with Power Fist and Teleporter Pack. Fire Prism on the field for Wise Windu with that constant knockback with the dispersed shot, and Banshees again causing all sorts of problems for those double Tactical Marines, and they take down the Warboss. Level 3 now. Looted tank taking rear armor shots from these infiltrated commando squad. Sluggers moving into melee combat, but they are taken down, but down goes the looted tank. Nicely done by Noisy. Chaos Terminators incidentally getting shots in all the while. 117, 215. There's a Shimmer Orb. He's going to use that to revive the Chaos Lord. That gives you full immunity to range damage. You can still run inside it and smack the Warboss Exarch or anyone else inside in their face though. Zato level 4 Tactical Marines with Missile Launcher, level 3 Stone Guard Veterans as well, and Vengeance rounds are loaded in. Good damage to vehicles and super heavy infantry. 117, 197. Raptors going straight after what? The Predator tank trying to finish it off. They're not far. There's the Melter Bomb, that's going to finish it off definitely. And they're forcing off the attacks as well. Dreadnought needs to force melee combat on those guys. Is he just going to try and escape? Looks like he's just going to try and escape. Bloodletters using Warp Shift to close the distance, forcing off double commandos and immune to damage from that plasma cannon. And perhaps just as important, they become immune to knockback as well, which is why the plasma cannon didn't knock them over when they had that Warp Shift up. You have Flash Skits with those Snaz guns, huge amounts of piercing damage. The Dreadnought lives for now, and Flash Skits are heavy infantry, so they're taking less damage from this piercing assault cannon. And he needs to back the hell away from this Nob Squad now. Have their U-Jammers. He got U-Jammers first, a very strange decision. That would be the last upgrade I get. They still do a lot of damage with the full Axis, and getting the extra model and Mina Ingriner is much more important, I think, than the luxury purchase of the U-Jammers. 117, 164. Dire Avenger's running away. And Predator tank for GiDDoLo is in trouble. Is that an Eldritch? It is. a dead Predator tank, we would think. Yes, no, down it goes. I thought it was going to live there. Well played. I always say it's worth spending a nuke to kill a tank. Or even a walker, I think. Nob squad moving in now from Noisy. Fire Prism knocking them down though. So these guys might struggle to get into combat if this Fire Prism can hang around. There's the suppression from the Heretics and then move away. Well played from Tyger. There is the Frenzy though. Makes them immune to damage and suppression. You can still knock them over, which is pretty much the only way you stop them in this state. And then knocked over again. That Frenzy was completely wasted. Only lasts 8 seconds or so and costs 75 red with a big 60-second cooldown as well. So this Nob squad is in trouble. He might be waiting to use Call the Boys. No, he's retreating them out. Noisy does have a lot of red, could use a Rocks. 117.90, 2-1 for blue team, kicking off big time. Let's remove the UI. Look at the range on that 5%, has 65 range I think. For comparison, standard range weapons like Shuriken catapults and Volters have 38 I believe, so massively outranges a lot of stuff with that constant knockback. Retreat from GiDDoLo. Blue team with that 2-1 still. Here come Raptors mid. Level 3 now, done really well. Nob squad chasing off Stone Guard veterans. No, Stone Guard turn to engage. Now they're fighting a venerable Dreadnought. Does have that melee resistance aura and splash damage, so Nob squad run the hell away. Now he's going up against a Warboss. 117.60. I think it has 118 heavy melee with that 40 heavy melee splash. That's 118 DPS. It's around 200 per hit, I think. Red team getting low on VPs. Tyger keeping up the pace, keeping up the pressure. Blue team have done this well. They haven't sat back on their leads. Look at this pressure here. Might be a dead looted tank though. Predator tank getting shots on it. 117.38. Down goes that looted tank. Nob squad moving in on these Chaos Terminators. Tyger now has 2 Chaos Terminator squads and is getting autocannons of both of them. Really, with a Nob squad on the field, I would have got one with lightning claws. He teleported these guys out. These guys are firing both of the squads down to 2 models. You need to run your Chaos Terminators back to base. Of course, you can't retreat them out. Chaos Lord with his Dark Halo, I should say, up level 5, going toe to toe with a Nob squad. Not even he, with all that war gear, can stand against them, especially with using choppers up. Down he goes. 116.18, a single cap for red. GG, says TheHolyDarkness. May have spoken too early here. Because red team, you would think, are going to cap mid. Oh, there's still that Fire Prism there knocking stuff back. Level 3 Fire Prism. Windu has another one as well. Gonna take his natural back. Killed a bunch of Marines, it looks like. GiDDoLo. He's lost so many Marines, but they still live. Warboss versus Warboss. Level 8 Warboss for Noisy versus a level 6 Warboss for TheHolyDarkness. He does have Boss Pole, but Noisy does have Trophy Rack. Constant debuff of damage. I think it's, I'm not sure how much it is, I think it's 20%. The Chaos Lords version is 15%, but they have different radiuses, I think. Not entirely sure, though they might be the same 15%. This Predator tank needs to back the hell off. It's going to go down, smack, and one more hit from the Nob squad. 97.8, looks like blue team have this with the double cap, definitely. Blue team take it. A pretty good comeback. They were around about 200 VPs down at one point, I think. They kept the pressure up. That's why they didn't sit back. When they got a 2-1 when they were 150 or so VPs down, and they didn't let up. They kept pushing this natural VP, and Zato was under a lot of pressure with 2 Dreadnoughts which didn't quite make it, and goes down. Techmarine level 6 with Muscle Carved Bolter and Refractor Field. Let's go to Commanders. Level 8 Warboss from Noisy, as we saw. GiDDoLo's Force Commander level 5 and had the Power Fist at the end. He's got a Eldar Avenger lying on top of him there. Wise Windu's Warps Rex level 8. Did he get anything else? I'm not sure. Tyger's Chaos Lord That awesome melee build got to level 5 and a level 6 Warboss from Holy Darkness. Double autocannon Chaos Terminators. His Raptors did an awesome job. Level 4 CSM also, and Bloodletters level 3. Tyger did a really good job supporting Holy Darkness with these pushes, and Holy Darkness did a good job not to become too defensive after his losses. He kept the pressure up, and Blue Team take it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.